First time I saw you were playing in a chalet in Butlins.
Yeah, man.
The Hard Rock Hell Festival.
Were you at the chalet?
I took a video. The videos that are on YouTube of that show are my videos. I took videos of that. Yeah.
I went out of after that gig in the chalet. Like, we drunk more than ever the night previous, and then I think we got up maybe half an hour before we had this gig. So we did the gig, and then I went outside and was sick, like hunched double, just like throwing it all up, and then there was this woman like mid performance kind of like got me. It's like, can I take a photo with you? Can I take a photo? Honestly, I'm being sick, and it's like, just give me 30 seconds. It's unbelievable.
Brilliant.
Yeah, the guys who chalet it was gave us a bottle of this Mintu. It's always stuck with me. It was like a menthol alcohol drink. I think we drank the whole thing, and it was just
during the gig.
I don't know, throughout the whole day, because I remember we got absolutely smashed after that. It was like, we've got no gigs, we'll get absolutely leathered, and go and try. I think we were trying to find what's his name from the presenter from Art Attack.
Neil Buchanan.
Neil Buchanan. I had a photograph with him.
Yeah, we heard he was playing guitar, and we were like, nah. So it was like, right, we've got to go and try and find him. So we got absolutely wasted, found him, had a photo with him, and then I remember our agent came in and said someone's pulled out of this gig, and they want the best if you all do it. And I remember our manager was like, oh, you can do it, can't you? You can sober up. And we're all looking at each other, well gone, thinking, this isn't a good idea.
I don't think it was a good idea.
I think we had an hour to try and get sober.
And you did the gig?
Yeah, we did the gig.
Yeah. You know what, I was there, but I can't remember. I can't remember. You know what, I was pissed that day as well. I do remember getting rattled that day as well.
I think I just stood in the cold shower for like half an hour.
So I remember UFO were headlining on that day, and I chased Phil Mogg down the road after his gig, trying to get a photo with him. That was quite embarrassing.
Speaking to band Crowbar, mates, with them, and they played it, and they're talking about
I was
tripping
while
they were there, with them, and just how mad that kind of English Butlins carpet is. And the carpet going all kind of like moving all over the place.
Yeah. What's the old? He's left the band now, but the old bass player,
Jake.
Yeah. I was chatting to him. Well, he was talking at me for about an hour afterwards. He was absolutely off his face.
Yeah, they were saying.
Yeah, I've never seen anyone like. A whole band, but Jake. Like, we did a tour with him in America, and
great band.
I don't know.
Amazing, yeah.
Yeah, really, really wicked, really top guys as well. Like some of our best friends of everyone we've ever met. They're one of the best ones.
Yeah, lovely guys. Right, let's get back on track here. We're going to go right back to the beginning, from when you two were young. Did you both grow up in musical households?
Yes.
I did.
Yeah and no. I mean, Dad was a big Beatle fan, so I got on that. He loved Elvis. I hated Elvis at the time.
Right.
But
do you like him now?
Yeah,
love him now.
Completely went full circle.
I was the same as you.
But yeah, just used to be like, don't write his own songs, and it's just exactly. I'm not into it. And then I appreciate how great he is now. And then just sort of soul and Motown stuff, really. I don't really think there was any rock stuff really. Maybe the early Who was about as rocky as it got.
Was there no musical instruments in your house?
Yeah, there's always guitars.
Yeah.
My story's pretty mad actually. My dad always wanted to be a drummer and never got the chance as a kid. So I remember when I was like about 7, he bought me a full drum kit, big Pearl, like 5 toms, and for Christmas, and I couldn't even sitting on the stool, I couldn't even touch the drum pedal. So I never took to it. He sold the drum kit, bought another drum kit. I never took to that, sold it. And I just always wanted to play guitar, and he was, for some reason, he's like, no, you're not playing guitar, I wouldn't buy me lessons. And then I think I was about 13, just at school, and something must have just, a light bulb went off. So I went to him and said, I want to learn to play the drums. And he essentially told me to fuck off, and just said no, bought you all these drums, and then he let me have lessons. He bought me a drum kit that's like, like one of them, you can't even tune them in, you get them from Argos or whatever. still got it, nitro yellow, and that's what I learnt on for like 2 years, and then he realised, right, he does want to do this, bought me drum kit, and that's why I'm a drummer. It's in the garage, yeah.
Okay.
So, but yeah, that's the only reason.
And do you still have your first guitar?
No, I don't have my first guitar. I think I went through a trading in, and improving every Christmas type of thing. So I didn't grow up in a house of no one played an instrument, but my dad, like, music is one of the biggest things in his life. So I think it's like the Beatles and then Southern rock of like the Allman Brothers and Leonard Skinner, and then Neil Young and Leonard Cohen. And then when I was going through school, got into punk bands, and I guess you can kind of hear that all those bands into what kind of I write. You can kind of connect the dots.
Yeah, absolutely.
I guess.
You say you're not originally from Macclesfield.
I'm not originally from a village about 8 miles away from Chester. It's called Ellsby. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So me and Dan met where it was like a music course.
Yeah, Mid-Cheshire College. It was,
which is sadly no longer there. 3 years, I think it's been shut down. It's kind of in Northwich. So I'd go. I mean, this course was really, really bad.
Yeah. I think they'd had loads of money put in from the lottery or something, so they had the facilities were really good.
Yeah.
But I mean, bless him, like the tutor, he was a really nice guy, and he was so enthusiastic at the start, and by the end he'd gone completely grey.
It was sort of demoralised.
I think anyone could get in
so
though,
stressed.
really, and anyone could get on that course if they said I like music. And it was just there was the abilities were kind of from no ability to really good, and
I mean, we passed our course basically. Certainly last year, it was just at that point we'd started deciding we were maybe going to get a band together. So Al had just come and stay at mine in Mac for 3 days with her parents, and we just do recordings, and we'd pan the recordings in, and that's how we passed our course. He didn't care. He was just like, yeah, just go and do it at your house. He had his hands
having a breakdown, I think.
So it was.
I know,
yeah.
He went great, didn't he, in the space of like 2 years?
Yeah, like
look, really great. To then by the end, he's just like
swearing, like you could hear him swearing. It was just like, shit, this is bad. He must have been getting so much crap off whoever. But
I ended up staying at your house, didn't I? Kind of probably living more at Danny's house with his family, and then that's pretty much how we started the band. And I've kind of spent more time in Mac.
It was crazy course. I remember there was a tutor on there, and he's like in front of everyone. He was just like, "You've got it. You might have it. You've got it." And it's like
that was the head of art.
Yeah. What is that? How do you do? How do you pick that?
Yeah. Brilliant.
Crazy. You might have it. What does that mean?
How old were you when you picked up your first guitar? You can play piano as well.
Right,
was it piano or guitar years?
Actually, I think that I said I wanted to learn keyboard when I was about 7, but that was kind of never went anywhere. I think I always wanted to play guitar, and when I was 11, I think there was a really beaten up thing growing up. Started learning on that, and then the teacher said, like, it's a piece of shit. We can't go on with this. So I got this. I don't know how long Dawson's Music had been open for back then, but there was like a little combo amp with this, Fender Strat copy, and you got like a little thin lead and strap, and the whole thing was about £170. So that was the first thing that I got with. When I was 11,
a Strat's a good guitar to learn with, isn't it? Though.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with this guitar.
The tension on it is a lot easier to learn with.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the best thing about the amp was it had like a little, distortion button
Yeah.
And then you just play like the fifth kind of power chord,
Yeah.
and it just sounds amazing to you. You'd have ideas of grandeur from just playing like a fifth
I
chord.
started power chord.
You know, like reflection in the window, playing power chords.
Yeah.
It's great.
Can you remember what the first song was that you both wrote?
It'd be in college, wouldn't it? Like there'd be the music. I think when I'd never written lyrics before, but was kind of pushed into doing that because there was no one really to write them.
I think we had like a kind of. I think the first gig we did 4 songs, and it was like a blues song, a rock and roll song, a cover, which I can't remember what it would have been, and then was it a song called Getaway, which is sort of like the first kind of song where you could kind of see where we were going to start going with it, I guess. But they were all like 7 minutes long. Like all the songs were always like 6. Like there'd be massive instrumentals and stuff, and
yeah. It was great.
Yeah. So we made like a 4-song set last for like.
It was like do that bit, you know, with the bride symbol and the you know, like like make kind of like 4 minutes of that, you know, and then do that Pink Floyd bit that you know, and this song ends up being 10 minutes long. It's great.
Talking of Pink Floyd, who obviously they were an influence. It's not obvious really, but I've heard before that Pink Floyd are an influence on you. Who else?
I think like guitar playing, Dave Gilmour, the way that he makes it sound, and Peter Green, it's just that kind of touch. That,
Peter Green for the blues and Dave Gilmour for the soul.
Yeah, it's like a touch type of thing. But I think with Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon's just so tastefully produced. And I think like growing up, I always thought to make that sound, you'd have to have loads of layers and instruments, when it's really not like that. It's just a really classy piece of work. But there's always been a psychic, you know, a fondness of bringing in stuff that you wouldn't expect, or to the shock elements. I think a big part of our band is to play with dynamics. We started as a 4-piece, and making it 3. You have to kind of bring the music down to then build up and really make an impact and give the impression that something's bigger or louder than it actually is. You know, it obviously helps that like Dan plays the drums like he does, but there's ways that you set up a song to give the impression, make the parts stand out and lift, and then.
And you certainly do that. Yeah.
Cheers, man.
Even playing live, there's only 3 of you. Whatever venue, I've seen you 5 times, something like that now, and small or large venues. I saw you at the Parish in Huddersfield, which is a tiny room.
That's great.
And then I saw you. Was it at the Ritz or was it the Academy 2? On the Divides tour, I can't remember if it was the Ritz. I'm sure it was on a balcony, so it must have been the Ritz.
Yeah, it would have been Ritz. Yeah.
I saw it from the balcony, so it must have been the Ritz, which is a huge room.
Yeah, it is one of the things. It's one of the compliments that we've always had, where people sort of say they've got a big sound for just a 3-piece.
I think like Gil said, Dan hits the snare drum harder as anyone. Obviously, he's worked with Dave Grohl, and so that's got to count for something, hasn't it? You've got to turn up to turn up as loud as the drummer. So
man. I think for some reason when we were 4-piece, we always had trouble with bass players. So we just went through like 5-6 bass players, and in the end, it was like, you know what? And the guitar player at the time, he just blew in bass. But I guess you're suddenly missing that other instrument. So I kind of feel like we all had like a subconsciously like trying to fill that void. Yeah. So you know, I guess I played louder. Al plays louder, bigger, and. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a natural progression, really. It'd be the same if we were just a 2-piece.
It's weird. You always think that it can be bigger than what, you know. I don't know what you'd settle on, how big it has to be, but
I think you've got it just about right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when Matt left the band, did you ever consider just doing a Royal Blood kind of thing and going out as a 2-piece?
Yeah, I mean, I think as I say, when Matty left, there was so much other stuff going on, like. You know, there's problems with everything really, and we'd been through you know, we could sit here and spend hours telling you all the stories of stuff that happened to us that were in a bad way, and it enough to sort of, you know, you get it round the head enough times, eventually you kind of go, do I keep wanting to get my head smacked? And so I don't really think we were in that position where we didn't know if we were even going to carry on, really.
How close were you to
very close?
Yeah. I think it was, in fact, the first ever proper support tour we ever did was with a band called New Model Army.
Yeah, love them.
And it was amazing, you know, like, it's one of the bands I'd never heard of them, but I'd totally missed that. And then by the end of it, we were all like the biggest fans of them.
They've got
you know.
a mad fan base.
Incredible.
Yeah. But they were amazing, you know, and like...
perfect band for us to first be with in, you know, looking back.
Did you go down well with the New Model Army fans?
I remember the first gig, and we'd got smashed again, and I remember feeling like, definitely being next to Al, like feeling really anxious, like, oh god, you know, like, and Justin come over to introduce himself, and he was like, I am, you know, and we were just like trying not to be sick, and he said like, oh, fans, you know, they're kind of a one band kind of fans, but you know, after a couple of gigs they'll warm to you, and it was like, shit, this is going to be tough. Yeah. But he was right, like it did. It felt like, because a lot of their fans came to loads of the gigs.
Yeah.
And it kind of felt like at first they were...
That's true, actually, isn't it? Yeah.
At first, I got the vibe that they were kind of like, who's this band? And as it went on, we did win them over, and like some of them fans are still our biggest fans and come to all the gigs and stuff. But it was
still were the clogs at your gigs.
Yeah, mate, yeah. Not got the pyramid thing though.
No, that's a shame.
Yeah, mate. But that was it, and then we got an offer. They were doing a one-off gig in London. They asked us to come and support, and Matty had left, so it was like, we can't really do it.
Right.
But we really wanted to do that gig, you know, just to see him again and get to play the gig, and that was it. We had Ross. Ross had been doing all the bass teching and touring with us through a year. He knew the songs, so we just sort of said, do you want to do it, Ross? And he was like, yeah, and then that was it. We did the gig.
So that was the spark to get you back up and running again?
I think so. I think we probably would have had a massive break at that point, and that would have been a point where maybe we would have tried as a two-piece, or we would have thought, well, maybe, or do we get more people in, or we have a big break.
I think I was writing with maybe two-piece in mind for a little bit, but I don't know, stuff just seems to happen, doesn't it? And
things happen for a reason.
I think the idea that we were going to give it a break, it's like, you know what, let's just get this stuff out. It took the pressure off, and it helped. You know what I mean? Like, and just from doing that, I think it helped us make the album that we made. You know, with Northern Sun Sessions, just thinking, let's do the album that we've always wanted to make.
Yeah.
And probably the best thing that we ever did.
Yeah, and it just happened by accident.
Yeah, mate.
If New Model Army hadn't got back in touch with you.
Justin and the boys, the reason why we're carrying on. Yeah,
Justin's one of the guys I want to get on my podcast because
that'd be amazing.
He's a really interesting guy to talk to.
I mean, the whole band were amazing, but getting to meet him and getting into New Model Army, you know, the tunes and that album that they were touring, you know, it's still one of the albums that I play non-stop.
Yeah,
yeah.
Poison Street, one of my all-time favourite songs.
Yeah, man, there's loads of them.
Just the integrity of the band, I think, you know, and they'd be doing well, you know, they'd be doing it for
a long time.
Yeah, they just always they never sell out. They never and when you speak to Justin, he speaks to you like you would speak to anyone. I don't know. You just they're all absolutely sound, and you just think, yeah.
I think I remember him even saying that to me, like we had a big problem back in the day because I said something about Enemy and they didn't like it, and you know. They wouldn't reviewers and stuff like that. And
they liked having a strop the Enemy, didn't they, at times?
But that is him, and that's them, and that's the songs, and no compromise. Like Al said, you know, just never selling out, you know.